Have you ever had that feeling where you know you have more potential than you actually have, but you just can't let it out? Show that player that you really are, but something's just holding you down.
Yeah, man. What I've learned is that when you think like that, though, that's what's holding you back. Your whole when you play your best, when anyone plays their best as an athlete, they're present. They are in the moment. You're free. You have no mental blocks in your head. But when you hold yourself back, you're thinking about things that you shouldn't be. So you're not as present in the game as you should be. So the whole goal of an athlete is to be present, to be, I guess what I'm saying is free, no distractions. And when you play like that, you feel invincible. And that's when you get your highest results. So when you're on the field, my advice is take deep breaths, tell yourself you're the man on the field, and compete. Just it's almost like you play basketball.
Yeah.
Okay, so you play basketball. If me and you was playing right now 1-on-1, would you let me beat you?
No.
See how you said that right there? So me and you be going at it. You be talking crap, I'll be talking crap back to you, and you going at it. You're not thinking about anything. You just caught up in the game, competing. When you do that, that's when you play to your full potential, because you're not letting anything hold you back. So that's how we got to be in baseball as well. I think now we've gotten to a point where we're professionals. We're caring about results, but you got to take it back to being an athlete, competing, because that's when you're going to play free, and that's when you're going to be caught up in the game, and that's when they're going to say stories about you years and years down the road. They're going to be like, hey, you remember when Akil hit that double off the wall with the games on the line? They're going to be talking about that story, and you're going to be like, I don't even know how I did that. I just did it. And you were just so free in the game and so relaxed and so much competing that the game just happened. You know what I mean? But I wanted to add to this question because he said,
have you ever had that feeling where you know you have more potential than you actually have, but you just can't let it out? Show that player that you really are.
And as a player, you're always going to feel that way. You always believe that you can do more. You're never satisfied. So I wanted to talk more about that, and I wanted to share a few clips from a few players that are in college right now. I asked them, how do they play to their full potential? So you're going to get players at the college level and what they do to play to their full potential. Okay. As far as, do you ever feel like you have more in the tank? You're always going to feel that way. You're going to feel like you could do more. And that's what you want. You want that hunger inside. You want that. That's going to motivate you to practice more. That's going to motivate you to stay at the field longer. That's going to motivate you to just get better, because it's going to hurt inside. You're going to be like, man, I need to keep pushing myself. I need to be better. And that's super important for you. That's super important for your development. And that means you care. The people that don't have that feeling, those are the ones that are struggling. Those are the ones where they're plateauing because they're not going to push themselves. So you're always going to have that. I mean, even at the end of my career, throughout the entire time, I knew I could do more, but that is what I used to push me forward. That was what I used to go from, let's say in 250 to hitting 300, or, 250 to 270, 270 to 290, and then to 300. It just was the fuel I needed to push myself. And when you feel like, man, you know what? I've reached where I need to be. That's when you don't work hard. That's when you show up and you're lazy. That's when you're not pushing yourself to be better. So I believe that feeling that you have is something that is healthy. I believe that you shouldn't feel satisfied. And I believe it's a good thing that you feel that way. And if you're a player out there, keep pushing yourself. Stay hungry. You need to be able to motivate yourself. If you motivate yourself, you're going to get better. And the only way that happens if you feel like how he feels, and every player feels that way. But use that feeling that's inside of you, that hunger to get better. Go to the ballpark and hit off a tee, drive that ball into gaps. Then, throw a ball off the wall, field them if you're an infielder. Work on your craft and never become satisfied, because if you're not going to push yourself, then someone else will. There's a kid right now in Dominican Republic. They are in Venezuela. They are in Mexico. They are in Japan. There's a kid right now that's out there playing, and they're saying to themselves, I don't feel like I've reached my potential, and they're going to keep pushing themselves. And they're going to want to get to where you want to get to at the same time. So when you play baseball, you're not competing with just your local area, or you're not competing with your regional area. You're competing with everyone. So you have to think about it in the big picture. If I am not going to do it, who will? And there is somebody out there that's going to sacrifice more, that's going to practice more, who's going to be more disciplined. And my question is, why can't that be you? Why can't you be the one that works hard? Why can't you be the one that sacrifices going out with their friends, or sacrificing playing video games? Why can't that be you, the one that gets that scholarship to college, or gets drafted to play professionally and play in the MLB? Why can't that be you? It can be you, but you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. But if you do want to do it, you can make that happen. Push yourself. Use that inside of you. You're never going to feel like you reached to your full potential. Mike Trout still hasn't felt like he reached his full potential. Fernando Tatis Jr., they all don't feel like they've reached their full potential. And that's the reason why they keep going. They keep working hard. They keep practicing. They keep sacrificing. They keep playing through pain. That is what is an elite baseball player. And that is what's going to get you to that next level. So let me now flip it over to a few college players and get their opinion on how do they do and what do they do to play to their full potential, because it's good to get different perspectives. Okay, so enough talking, let's flip over. So I'm here with Dan Capra, one of the best players at RIT. Very consistent hitter, very athletic, plays shortstop, play all over the field, has a chance to play professionally as well. He really knows what he's doing up there. So I want to ask you, how do you unlock your full potential? Whether that be you're not struggling or you are struggling, how do you play to your very best?
So in my career, there are two different players for me that show up sometimes. There's the negative player, and then there's the positive player. The negative player always thinks about, like, oh, you know what, should have done this better, should have hit that ball, should have done this, should have done that. And then I take it out into the field, things just start compounding on each other, and then as soon as I see it, I'm in a slump, or I'm just making errors consistently. And that's not the way you can go about life, So when I'm the positive player, even if I make mistakes, it's no big deal. I just take it in stride, use it as a learning experience, and then I just move on, because I know I'm a better player than that, and that doesn't define me in the moment.
So, great examples, but let's say you made an error, okay? And you know that you shouldn't be going down the route of thinking negatively. How can you quickly get back on track so they start thinking positively?
See, after probably 20 years of playing baseball, it's probably the toughest thing for you to do. It's simple enough. You just gotta forget about it and just move on and be the best player that you can be in that situation. Because there's a wall, there's the past, and then there's the present and the future. So the wall is the present. If you're looking back in the past, you're not going to be able to make the next play. You're not going to be able to anticipate anything in the future. And it just does you no good to be thinking about things negatively or in a bad light. Yeah, I mean, if you're not thinking positively towards the future, then like the game's not going to be enjoyable to you. You know, it's just like it's almost going to feel like a job getting up, just going to practice and thinking about things negatively. Especially like if you make an error, it's like things can start to compound on each other. It's the worst thing you could think of is being negative in the future.
You talked about breathing. Are there any other techniques that you use to get you in that zone, that so you could be your best self?
Definitely positive self-talk. I think your inner monologue can definitely take you out of an at-bat even before you step in the box. So I just think being ready when you get in the box, just knowing like, hey, like I'm better than this pitcher, like I worked harder than him, just like start amping yourself up a little bit, and then slowing yourself down obviously once you get into the box to actually be able to hit the ball.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
And we're back. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Keep going, guys. Keep working hard, and keep pushing forward to your dreams. Stay hungry. I'll see you in the next video.